Hi everyone, and welcome back to this channel. I hope you are well and ready for a new exciting story. However, before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and activate the bell so that you don't miss any new stories in the future. So, make yourself comfortable now, grab a warm blanket and a cup of tea or cocoa, and accompany me on a journey into the fantasy world. Have fun while listening. In a small village surrounded by rolling hills and vast fields lived a little boy named Finn. His home was a cozy house on the edge of the village, with a large garden that spread out like a sea of green behind the house. Finn loved playing in the garden, playing hide and seek between the apple trees, and dreaming on the old swing that his grandfather once built. One day, when the sun was high in the sky and the birds were chirping in the trees, Finn decided to invent a new game of hide and seek. He wanted to find the best hiding place in the entire garden, a place so secret that even the most skilled searchers wouldn't find it. He crawled under bushes, stalked behind the colorful flower beds, and even sneaked into the small shed where the lawnmower and garden tools were kept. But nothing seemed secret enough. Then his eyes fell on the old garden house, which had been empty for years and whose paint was starting to peel off. Finn approached the garden house cautiously. It was quiet around him, only the crunch of his footsteps on the dry grass broke the silence. As he reached the back of the garden shed, he noticed something unusual. The ground between the roots of the large maple tree that stood next to the garden house had sunk and revealed a small opening. Curious, Finn knelt down and carefully pushed the bushes aside. The opening was just big enough for a child to crawl through. Without hesitation, he took out the flashlight he always carried with him and shone it into the darkness. What he saw made his heart beat faster with excitement. It was a cave that extended under the garden house. With his heart pounding and his eyes shining, Finn crawled into the opening. The earth smelled damp and old, and the air was cool in contrast to the warm summer sun outside. The cave led slightly downwards, and after a few meters became large enough for Finn to stand up. Small crystals glittered on the walls in the light of his flashlight, and the floor was littered with old coins and rusted keys. It was as if he had found the entrance to another world. Suddenly, he heard a noise that didn't seem to belong to the normal sounds of a cave. It was a quiet whisper, a whisper that echoed in the silence. Finn held his breath. The whispers grew louder, and then all of a sudden they stopped. With shaking hands, Finn pointed the flashlight at the source of the sound. Before him, on a small pedestal made of earth and stone, lay an old book, its pages fluttering in the invisible draft of the cave air. Finn, driven by a mixture of fear and fascination, stepped closer and opened the book. The pages were written with strange characters that seemed to glow in the flashlight. As he touched the characters, he felt a warm energy flow through his fingers. The whispering began again, but this time he understood the words. "Protector of the garden," a gentle voice whispered, "you have found the heart of the garden. Keep its secrets and learn its wisdom." Finn felt the words burn into his memory. He looked up and noticed that the cave was changing. The walls began to glow, and the crystals shone with all the colors of the rainbow. When he later crawled out of the cave, the garden was no longer the same. He saw him with new eyes, as the keeper of an ancient secret. Finn knew he had embarked on a great adventure, an adventure that would teach him to respect and protect nature. And so began the legend of Finn, the protector of the garden, who had discovered a secret cave beneath the garden shed and whose adventures were just beginning.